Welcome to the DeFabio Difference. I'm Dr. Donald DeFabio, and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about three great dishes. A sweet summer salad, and I'm going to pair that with a turkey loin, Greek style, grilled. Those go really well together. And for our sweet treat beyond the salad, we're going to make a double chocolate coconut brownie that is actually going to be healthy for you. So let's see how we're going to tie all these together and show you how you can eat in a manner that's going to reduce inflammation, that's going to help you fight off disease and boost your immunity and be tasty. And that's what it's all about. So what I like to do in the summertime is, well, first of all, I eat a big salad every night. But in the summertime, I really enjoy the fresh vegetables that are out there. And I like coming home and having that big salad. And we always think of salad as being greens, right? We think of having greens, a lettuce, arugula, all the endive, all those greens, and spinach. And those are great. But guess what? You can get some really good nutrients and a really fantastic salad by using vegetables. And we're going to use raw vegetables today. The first thing we're going to start with is some red cabbage. All right? Now, why red cabbage? Red cabbage is very high in antioxidants called anthocyanidins. Research has shown, if you watch my show on boosting your immunity, your antiviral solution, red cabbage was found to boost your immune system against viruses. So these colorful vegetables in general are going to be higher in different minerals. But the blue-green family, your berries, red cabbage, those anthocyanidins, research has shown have been very effective at stimulating your immune system, which makes you more resistant to any virus. So what we do is we take the cabbage and we slice it very thin. You want to get it very thin. Now for this, you're going to want to use your chopping knife, all right? So we can take a piece of the cabbage. Oh boy, look at that. Look at all those wonderful colors, okay? Can you leave it thick? You can, but it makes it difficult to chew because it's going to be raw. So you can use your chopping knife and then just cut it very thin. This does take some skill. It does take some knife skills. If you don't have the knife skills, put on the julienne disc in your food processor or use your spiralizer. And you can do it that way. But I am not authorized to use electric tools in the house, even in the garden, so I have to use hand tools. So we take that, we chiffon it nice and thin, and we put that as the base of our salad in our bowl. All right? So that's going to be the base for the salad. And what else do we add to that? Well, we're going to add some plain old carrots, all right? Now, you want to get organic vegetables as much as you can today. The pesticides out there are a real problem. The preservatives are a real problem. So when you can buy organic, buy organic. So we have some, again, shredded carrots. I shredded them by hand. I just put them right on top of that, okay? Then I take some beets. Now, a couple of things about beets. This is an orange or golden beet, and we're going to be using the beet root in the salad. How do I know this is a nice fresh beet? As I looked at the greens. The greens are still nice and healthy. Save the greens. Eat them. You can eat them raw. You can put that in your salad, and that could be the green in your salad. But I saute that down, and I like to saute it with spinach. That's my treat, but we want to take the beet root. And as we take the beet root, you just trim it. Usually we don't keep the stalks. We'll cut the stalks about there. Can you saute those down? You can, but this is money. Green leafy vegetables are going to be high in omega-3s. They're going to be high in magnesium. They're going to be high in your zinc. And if it's grown organically, the soil should be rotated so you should get pretty good nutrients. But save your greens. And then from your beetroot, I do skin it. Now, the golden beetroot is not going to be as earthy as your red beetroot. And you'll also notice I'm not getting all red either. That's the other reason I like to use it in the salad, is it doesn't get all over the place, the red color. So I'll skin it, and then I'll slice it very thinly for my salad. It's really tasty stuff. And if you want to leave the skin on, it's organic. It'll be fine. Just rinse it. Now this is yellow. So we have red family, or blue purple family, orange family, carrots, lutein, good for your eyes, carotenoids. Now we're back in the yellow, golden family. Very sweet and not overpowering. Doesn't have that earthiness that the red beet does. These are different type of carotenoid. Also very good antioxidants. Your salads, whether you're doing a summer vegetable salad like I'm doing, or whether you're doing a green salad base, needs at least 3 colors. You need all those different colors so that you're getting all your different nutrients. So this gets sliced very thin. Now it's important you slice all of your vegetables very thin, because they're raw vegetables and you want them easily chewed, and you want to keep them all about the same thickness and size. So our beetroot goes right in there, right on top. So now we're starting to get a nice build in the salad. My real sweet treat, sweet corn, summer sweet corn, and it's raw, it's uncooked. Corn is a grain, and for my patients that know me, they know we don't eat a lot of grains, but we're having an ear of corn, and this is going to be enough salad for 2 people. So it's not that much. There is some carbohydrate in here, but it's raw. It's not going to be cooked. Corn oil is a real problem because corn oil is pro-inflammatory. There's very little oil in 1 ear of corn. A bag of potato chips, a small bag of potato chips, is 3 tablespoons of corn oil. That's like 6 ears of corn, all right? There's no butter on it. And kept raw, you're getting its maximum nutrient value, you're getting its maximum fiber. And as we're going to talk in our brownie recipe, fiber is huge in keeping blood sugar level. So spikes in blood sugar will create inflammation. So we want to keep your blood sugar from spiking really high. So I just cut it off right off the kernel. Now, this knife is a good knife, but it's much better to use a carving knife for the corn because it comes right off. Oh boy, I got to sharpen that knife. This is beautiful. But a carving knife works much better, and just cut it right off, keeping it raw. Makes a little bit of a mess, and then you just scoop it up and put it all nice like that, right on top. The other thing that's really beneficial at boosting your immune system, besides your carotenoids, besides your proanthocyanidins, are your phenols. And phenols are found in things like oregano, things like rosemary, and they're found in those vegetables that have that little bit of a bite to them, the bitterness. See, we need to embrace the bitter, and we need to embrace the foods that aren't as sweet and get away from all the sugary sweet things. Now, this is a sweet summer salad, all very sweet in there. So how am I going to temper that? Well, we're going to temper that very easily with adding some rosemary. The rosemary needs to be fresh, though. We really want to get those phenols. We really want to get those oils coming out. And this takes a little bit of work as well. Take the leaves off the stalk and just line them up. Now the leaves at the top, the stalk is so soft that you can chop that right up. But the stalk down at the bottom, it's pretty woody, so you want to take that off. And I got news for you. I like using a lot of it, and I can feel that oil on my hands already. Boy, You should be able to smell this from here. It is just phenomenal, the oils. But these strong oils, again, oregano and rosemary, are very, very effective at boosting immune system. In fact, one of the things I love to, not love to, but I recommend all the time for people with upper respiratory infections, I have to sharpen this, excuse me, is oil of oregano. Kills everything. You know, if you don't know how to use a sharpening stone, get one. They're so easy, and this will keep your blades nice and sharp. Stroke away, stroke forward. That keeps the burr on the edge. And that'll keep your knives nice and sharp, and it's so easy. At a very low angle, about 30 degrees in each direction. Half dozen times. Ah, my father would be proud. That's an edge. So, now the other thing you can do, if you're not a big chopper, you can use a spice mill, or you can do scissors and finally cut them with the scissors, the individual leaves. But you really want to chop this up pretty well. So there we go. And you know something? Right on top. But I'm going to do a little bit more. Now, the wooden stem I'm going to stay away from, but I can chop it right off. Oh, love the fresh rosemary. And rosemary is really hardy. It'll survive the winter. The plant I have in my herb garden is several years old. You know, doesn't give me a lot of rosemary in the winter, but it stays alive. And I can use fresh rosemary through most of the year. But this time of year, I'll take the extra and I'll just let it air dry in the kitchen. And there's the dried rosemary I'll use in the wintertime or for some of my other dishes. So you chop that up. And that's what's going to give you a nice little punch. Now, if you want to add any other typical green to that, you can. If you want to temper it with a little bit of bitterness, something less sweet, endive I find is a good choice. And if you notice, it's a different color. We got yellow, we got golden, we have orange, we have purples, we got the full spectrum there, and then some white. So some endive, if you want, you can put that in. And the way to cut the endive is to pull off a few leaves and then just to chiffon them a little bit. And they come out in little pieces. Bitter. Embrace the bitter. Because that's where you're going to get better digestion. Because digestion, I'll put just a little bit of endive in like on the top. Better digestion. Swedish bitters. That's what causes your digestion to improve. So this just gets tossed. Salt, pepper, extra virgin olive oil, balsamic vinegar dressing is how we're going to dress it. And you want to use that extra virgin olive oil in your salads because, again, it's a little more bitter. It's got a little bit more nutrients. If you get cold pressed olive oil, and there's so many artisanal olive oils, just use a little bit. You can use the regular olive oil for cooking, but when you're going to be eating it raw, get the extra virgin and preferably get organic. You want all those nutrients cold pressed. So we'll just let this sit for a minute and then we'll dress it in a moment because those flavors will start to merge. Just like any dish, if you let it sit, the flavors will merge and blend. So there's your sweet summer salad. In the meantime, I'm just going to clean up a little bit and then we're going to turn on the grill and we're going to do our turkey. I bought the turkey loin and I've marinated it with my rosemary right out of the garden. It can be dried rosemary. A half a lemon. This is 1 pound turkey loin, okay? Let's get the grill warmed up first, by the way. This is one of those grill pans that's got the ridges in it. Works really, really well to grill inside. This happens to be a non-stick variety. They make the cast iron varieties too. Key is you got to get it super hot. Again, it's a summer dish, so I have my sweet summer salad. Most of the time I'd be grilling outside, but we're going to show you how we can do it indoor today. So the turkey loin, we salt, pepper, garlic powder. It just marinates better with garlic powder. And a half a lemon for one turkey breast, 1 pound of turkey breast. And they've been sliced in 3/4 inch slices, and they've been marinating for about 2 hours. You can get away with as little as a half hour, okay? I also added a touch of just regular olive oil because turkey's really lean. There's two camps. Like people that eat a lot of chicken for health reasons or poultry for health reasons. You got the I want chicken breast, I don't want any fat, I know it's a little dry but I don't care camp. And then you got the I gotta have chicken thighs, I need a little extra moisture, I need a little extra fat camp. So turkey is not is lean, so you need a little bit of fat because otherwise it's really going to stick and it's not going to really cook very well. So just 2 tablespoons is all it was. Plate's nice and hot. We're going to take our turkey medallions and put them right on the skillet. Our grill skillet. They'll take about 3 minutes on each side. And then they're done. We'll put them on our salad. And then we can start our brownies. Coconut double chocolate. Killer. So as these cook, we can think about what else you would pair your summer salad with. It could be fish, piece of salmon, your favorite piece of fish, whatever you'd like. It could be another piece of chicken. It could be vegetarian. Make some hummus. Go on the side of it, okay? Extra virgin olive oil. Not too much. It could be whatever protein choice you want. You need some protein. How much protein? If you're not, work in some balsamic vinegar, because I like that. If you're not working out and exercising a lot and trying to gain muscle, you need about 4, take your body weight and divide it in half and take about 70% of that. So I weigh 140 pounds, divide it in half, that's 70. I need about 50 grams of protein a day, okay? That's what I need. If you're working out, I would need, and I'm trying to build muscle, I would need a full 70 grams of protein a day. Look at those grill marks. Isn't that wonderful? Inside, beautiful grill marks, and minutes. George Foreman would be proud. It's minutes and very healthy in terms of the fat content. Oh, a little piece of meat almost got away. So I'm going to finish the salad. A little bit of salt, kosher salt. If you want to get iodized salt, that's a great idea because if you're not eating fish, you might be low in iodine, all right? So a little bit of kosher salt. And bring that up over here. Now, fresh black pepper. If you notice, if you go to a restaurant or if you grind fresh black pepper over your salad, it's got that bite, it's got that bitterness because the oils are just released. You get the powdered, pre-ground black pepper. The oils are volatile, they're gone. All right? You don't get the nutrient or the flavor profile on pre-ground black pepper that you get with fresh black pepper. It's the same thing with your rosemary. It's the same thing with anything else. Side tip, corn. When you go to the store, if you go to a farmer's market, look at the bottom. See if it's nice and fresh. If this is all dried out, chances are this corn's been sitting around for a while. Make sure your corn's got a little weight to it and look at the top. Look at all the corn silk. It should be vibrant. It should be because each kernel has one piece of silk. All right, you don't have to open it. You can tell just by how it feels, looking at the bottom and looking at the silk if it's fresh. And guess what? This is it. That's done. Sweet summer salad. You can put it on the bottom. You can put your turkey. That's a lot of salad. And guess what? I would eat another serving like that, because I only need this much turkey. That's plenty of turkey for me, all right? But it's all about this, 6 to 7 servings of vegetables a day. So there's your pairing, sweet summer salad with turkey loin, Greek style. Up next, double chocolate coconut brownies. Here we go. It's dessert time. It's going to be coconut, double chocolate, gluten-free, dairy-free brownies. Where do we begin? We begin with some almond flour. A cup of almond flour. Fluff it a little bit. You don't want it to have lumps, all right? So fluff it a little, loosely packed. Next, we're going to need cocoa powder. Now, this is regular cocoa powder. It's high in phenols. Remember phenols, guys? From the rosemary, from the oregano, antioxidants. Cocoa is really good to boost your immune system. Cocoa is really good to help lower your blood pressure. It's high in magnesium, high in potassium. Cocoa is bitter. Cocoa is excellent for you. I didn't say chocolate, I said cocoa. All right, get organic. All right, get the powder, 3/4 cup. Do not get alkalized. Do not get Dutched cocoa. It's processed. It loses its phenols. It loses its bitterness. It's less healthy, less antioxidants. It's a candy. We're talking about a brownie that's going to taste good, that's good for you. So, non-alkalized cocoa, 3/4 cup. We're going to need some baking powder, 1/4 cup, some salt, 1/4 cup, 1/4 teaspoon, salt, 1/2 teaspoon, okay? Sugar. The recipe calls for 3/4 cup brown sugar. But guess what? This brown sugar is made with erythritol, a sugar alcohol. You can also get a sugar called xylitol. Xylitol has 40% less calories than white sugar, and it has a glycemic index of approximately 8. Beets have a glycemic index of approximately 8. White sugar has a glycemic index of approximately 65. The higher the glycemic index is, the higher your blood sugar raises after you eat. The higher your blood sugar raises after you eat, the longer it stays up after you eat, the more inflamed that meal's going to make you. That's why I would recommend you use either the erythritol brown sugar substitute, which has a 0 net impact carbs, or the xylitol, which is a 40% less caloric load, and it will have just a little bit of a glycemic index. So that can go actually over here, but you know something? I'm going to mix that with the wet. So I'm going to take that out of there, and I'm going to put it over here because it mixes better with the eggs, and it mixes better. There we go. The sugar mixes better with the wet, okay? So we'll leave the dry over here. Along with the sugar, we're going to add 2 eggs. Omega-3 eggs. Omega-3s are high in antioxidants, okay? Whisk that up, and we need some oil. You know, a lot of these flours, coconut flour, almond flour, they like oil, okay? So the oil we use is coconut oil, 1/2 cup, all right? So we put that in. So we mix our sugar, we mix our oil, we mix our eggs, beat that up nicely, get that nice and emulsified together. Then from there, we'll add the rest of our fluid, 1/4 cup of water, tablespoon of vanilla extract, All right. And then we add the wet to the dry, like any baking recipe. Now, I also add cocoa nibs. All right. This is what real cocoa beans look like once they've been fermented and roasted. Inside those cocoa beans, if you break them open, can I do that? Is raw or roasted cacao. And this is no sugar. Totally good for you. They're called cocoa nibs. So I take cocoa nibs and I put them in my spice mill. How much? I want that bitter. Since I want that bitter, I put them in my spice mill with a little bit of flaxseed. 2 tablespoons of flaxseed, and I use a 1/4 cup of cocoa nibs. Man, because it's going to be really high in antioxidants. Enough sugar to make it taste good, a sugar substitute, and then I'm going to put this in the spice mill. We'll put it in here with the rest of the ingredients, and then we add unsweetened organic cocoa nut, and just kind of stir that around. I don't need my whisk anymore, so I'm going to clean that up and just use a spoon. My spoon will be better. And lastly, some semi-sweet, as dark as I could get, 63% cocoa chips, 1/4 cup. Put that in there. You can also get coconut chips that are made with erythritol or stevia. There's lots of sugar substitutes. I use the regular in here because I need a tad of sugar because of the cocoa nibs. I'll stir this up. Get that all mixed up. It goes in a parchment lined 8x8 pan, and that's greased because, again, these flours need the oil and they're going to want to stick. So you put it in there, 325 in the oven for 30 minutes, 25 to 35, depending on how cakey and how moist you want them. All right? And then when it comes out, you put it on your drying rack. It's been 35 minutes. Let's check on those brownies. The old toothpick test. Clean, nice. That comes out. And the great thing about the parchment paper is it can just lift up, take it out. We'll let that cool a little bit, and then we're going to come back and we're going to try some of our double chocolate coconut brownies, and we'll see how they taste. Hey Mom, can I eat my dessert first? Phenol-rich, antioxidant-rich meal planning, sweet summer salad, lots of nutrients, antioxidants, fresh rosemary, turkey loin, fresh rosemary, lemon, garlic, oregano, double chocolate, coconut brownie with sugar substitute, high in phenols, high in antioxidants. Embrace the bitter. Oh man, this is going to be great. To die for. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next show. You could pair this with some of my homemade yogurt from the other show. Oh, killer. Killer. Have a great day.